Hello, I am Eli Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters. Happy Saturday. Grab a cup of coffee, get all your stuff together, and vape with us. We're going to make some DIY. I got Brady here, and we got you in the audience. Thanks for joining us here. I got a thumbnail, too. It's VapeAM and an ugly thumbnail because Photoshop's broken. You can Google that. They're fucked up. Okay, there's Brady. Good morning, buddy. Oh, there we go. Your audio's on now. Good morning, Brady.
Oh, top of the morning to you, sir.
Sorry. Good morning. Great to see you. Are you excited? We're going to do some DIY.
Oh, I'm super excited. I've had some shit steeping for like since the 28th of October.
That's killer.
Snickerdoodle.
Yeah, we got a lot of DIYers in the vape fam here. And I guess let me get a couple of announcements out of the way. First of all, we're going to be at the West Coast Vape Expo 2017, Pasco, Washington. It is December 9th and 10th. That's going to be a good time. I'm going to be there at the Van Gogh Vapes booth all weekend long. So come up and take some pictures. Meet me in person. Try the new juice. They have everything there. And it's going to be a good time. I think the door admission is like $25, and part of that, at least a quarter of that, goes to charity. And so, or I'll look that up to make sure that I don't get busted on a percentage that I forgot, but some amount of that goes to charity. And for vaping, and I just hope that you guys join us. I think that's going to be super exciting. And this is only my second show that I've ever even been to because I just can't travel that much because I can't afford it. So this one's really close. We're going there. It's going to be super exciting. You are in Pennsylvania, right, Brady? You have all kinds of shows around there.
I don't know. I guess so. Maybe.
You don't go?
I'd like to go to some. No, I don't. I'm.
They're pretty serious road trips. I know that.
Yeah, I think they're like kind of like near New York or like Philadelphia, and I'm on like Pittsburgh, so I'm like in Western Pennsylvania. It's
most
it's
of
a
them are
bit
in
of a hike.
Detroit, like Michigan has a lot.
Oh yeah.
And Florida, yeah, a lot there. Oh, look, y'all got a Van Gogh shirt. Van Gogh. By the way,
That's sick.
This is the next thing I need to tell you guys, that Van Gogh is having a gigantic Black Friday sale starting today, and so is AZ Swag Sauce. So go to Van Gogh Vapes. Their stuff is 60% off, I think, for another hour or something. You need to go there and buy that juice, especially on the first 2 new flavors. And then the rest of everything is either 25 or 30% off for the rest of the week. Go there and check it out. Keep looking, refresh the page, get on their mailing list. And that's a humongous sale. I don't recall them ever having a sale that big.
Yeah, I got some. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You made an order.
Yeah, I got some Eton Mess on the way. I got some of that cherry cola on the way.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I forget. Oh, the blue raspberry with a hint of white grape.
That's the new one, right?
I don't know. No, I don't know. It was one of the cheaper ones though.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the new ones.
I got like 180 mils of juice for $50 or something.
That's good. Because normally Van Gogh vapes, yeah, it's not cheap.
Oh yeah, no, bought by any means.
It is the best, but it's not cheap. I have to admit that.
And then mailing itself, the shipping was like $12.50, $13. So that's basically going rate for overseas, because I've been catching a lot of stuff from overseas. Not overseas as say like China, because I'm able to get like $4 shipping somehow off of that. But
it's important also to point out that Van Gogh is in Canada, the US, and the UK now. So if you are in the UK, you can go to the Van Gogh Vapes website and buy the stuff, and you're not having to do all that nonsense where you're importing it from Canada. Boom. I don't know if they have every flavor available yet. And no, in fact, I know they don't, but they're going to keep introducing them. I know they have at least 2, and it's the Frozen Ophelia and the Cactus Django. But anyway, so big sales for Black Friday for e-juice, and everyone's got the big sales on. Those are just the ones I'm excited about.
Yeah, their website's completely revamped, and
oh, yeah,
it looks sweet, and all the products is like they let you know what is available, but there is a bunch of new stuff on it.
I forgot they have a totally new website
on there.
And don't forget to use the code JUICYJONESHQ, but it won't work for the 60% off sale. Right. Yeah, but that's only for another hour. And also, AZ Swag Sauce is having a big sale. They don't normally have sales this big. It's 15% off this week for Black Friday. So AZ Swag Sauce is my favorite budget juice. And that's that. That's if you want to save even more money on that stuff, go. Don't forget that with Swag Sauce, you have to steep it to order a lot. And there you go. That's all you have to know about that. That's great. I haven't said hello to anybody in the audience. I feel kind of bad.
I can't see the audience, but hey, guys.
Oh, yeah, you're on your phone, huh?
Yeah.
Which works
Yeah.
fine. Hey, there we go. Hey, there's Mark Jones. I love Mark Jones. He's the only person on Twitter that I actually feel like I actually interact with and know. Like, Twitter feels like a weird black hole to me sometimes. And he's awesome.
I don't have the twit.
Yeah. I think Twitter themselves have gone down. I want to say hi to everybody who's in here. Oh my God, there's so many people. Mark Jones, Leighton's Life, Jason Kennedy, Michaela Vapes, Chili Dog, Julie LeBlanc, V-Man, Waddell Vates, Ems, Dude Meg Brozovic, which is the funniest name, Stephen Waddell, Alaska Vapor, Muhammad, everybody. We love all you guys. You guys are great. Let me turn on the desk cam so we can get a preview of what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about basic DIY stuff and just DIY junk. So the idea is we're going to mix some stuff up. I'm going to go and tell you all the stuff you need to know. That's it. To start your own DIY, and it's really not much stuff. Everything is linked in the description already, and so we're just going to get started and start talking. So, why? We can answer some basic questions first. Brady, why does somebody want to start DIY? Why do this?
Because it's significantly cheaper.
Yeah.
Way cheaper.
Yeah, it's
way cheaper.
Way cheaper. You can make a 30 ml bottle of e-liquid for $0.25 in the long term, averaged out. Also, it gives you the control over your juice, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can tweak it to make it have a little bit more PG if you want to have a little more of a throat hit, a smoother hit, a little more VG.
Yeah.
You can add as much nicotine you want. You can make it be a 4.5 milligram nicotine if you want, whatever you want.
Yeah, if you're insane.
Whatever. Yes.
Hey, by the way, hello to Haley's Crazy Daddy, first time here on the show from Florida. Thank you for watching our show. Yeah, so that's right. You get control. Me, I like my vape at like 2%, 1.5%. So there you go. I make mine and I get 1.5%, 2%. And I like to have different options. Sometimes I'm like, oh God, I need some really high nic to test this mouth to lung thing, and I don't want to go shopping it out and talking to people, and sometimes I'm just like, I need to make some quick 9.9, and I do that. And so it's cheaper, you save tons of money. It gives you control over what you're making. Like if you get a favorite, you can just go nuts, right? Make a gallon of it. If you're feeling bold. Oh, your video stopped updating. It's on this really regal pose of you looking very Buddhist right there. Oh, you're back. I was getting into it. You're like, and why else? Also because it's fun and there's other people who do it and we can do stuff like this and sit here and mix stuff, right? I feel like I'm missing a reason, don't you? A more prepared broadcaster would have an outline, but I have another video. Make sure you click the link. I have a link in the description and on the cards coming up. That's the other video, and it's an organized video. You can watch. It has all the same information here. This is updated and it's a little bit more simplified because basically I'll tell you, so you're saving money. Oh, also making DIY e-liquid is smart in places where they regulate e-liquid stupidly, right? So let's talk about the UK. I don't want to characterize them as stupid. They're trying to keep it, whatever. But their restrictions on e-liquid are dumb. You can't buy e-liquid in any quantity that's significant over 10 mils with any nicotine in it. So you have to basically DIY in the UK. So why not go nuts? Buy some ingredients and some extra VG and save a little money. And in Malaysia, for example, it's completely illegal to vape. So you got to DIY, right? Unless someone's running in e-liquid, risking their life for you.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Or what? Isn't it like Bay Area? They have flavor ban?
And that's happening too. There you go. Let's say you live in an asshole stupid area where they're like, children, and this is proven not to be true. But if they claim that flavored e-liquids are a gateway into smoking and other nefarious things, death, prostitution, gun running, what? Brady, I don't fucking get it sometimes, these people. But no, none of that is true. It doesn't happen. So first step that you need to do, first step that you got to do if you want to do DIY, in my opinion, go to eliquidrecipes.com and start an account. e-liquid-recipes.com. Start an account. That's number one. Our recipes that I link to come from there because that's a place where we share recipes. They can help you keep track of your ingredients. and the amount of ingredients and what they cost and what you're making, and share recipes with friends and rate recipes, and you can just do anything there. You can change formulas to have different percentages to be very easy. It has what's a calculator on there, and every time you message me, when you ask me questions about this or that, nicotine or whatever, what do I always say? Anyone who's ever asked, I say go to eliquidrecipes.com and check the calculator, because I don't know that out of my head. I don't know how much nicotine to add to so-and-so thing with so-and-so thing, but you will know if you go to eliquidrecipes.com, because you'll just enter that information in. And so go make an account there. Second of all, really, we got to talk about the two ways to make e-liquid. And I make e-liquid by weight, and many people do it by volume. And I believe that there is a long list of advantages of doing it by weight, and absolutely nothing that endorses doing it by volume at home, unless you're a professional e-liquid maker. If you ask professional e-liquid makers, they do it volumetrically, because that is what professional chemists with professional titration gear and professional labs do, which you could build, but we're not doing that. So at home, if you want no cleanup and no setup and no trouble ever, take my advice, get a scale and you reuse your old bottles. You don't have to buy new bottles. You just keep the ones you've got for the next month and just wash them. And don't worry about getting those labels off. You're going to be posting online just like we all do. How the hell do I get these labels off? The answer is elbow grease and hot things. Alcohol also works really well, acetone, but not really well. It just works, but it's not great. Still elbow grease. That's how you get the labels off, and soaking them a long time.
Some masking tape and a magic marker.
Yeah, there you go. Or just go right over it. I use painter's tape on mine to label them. So reuse your old bottles. And to get started at eLiquid Recipes, you're going to be very excited. There's a community there and a lot of recipes or whatever, but you only need to make one thing to begin with. Just make yourself a strawberry cheesecake. Trust me on this. If you don't like strawberry, replace it with any other fruit flavor and then adjust the percentages to your own liking. But to get started, I recommend everyone start with strawberry cheesecake. Now, the reason is that it is a 2-ingredient vape. It's extremely cheap to start with. Probably 80% of people like strawberry that I know. Some people don't, but not very many, more than 80%. I've met 5 people maybe in 2.5 years of vaping who don't like strawberry. And I don't mean are sick of it. I mean don't like it. You know what I mean? We're all maybe tired of strawberry vape, but it's a great place to start. But you could start with something else. Don't try blueberry yet. Trust me. Don't start with blueberry. Start with strawberry. And then you just get some VG bottles and mix it on the scale. And I'm going to show you exactly how this works. The only other thing you need with my method are VG, which is vegetable glycerin. And remember, click on the link for a detailed video about what all these things actually are. But vegetable glycerin, that's right, there it is. It's just what the vape is made of, except for the flavors. The flavors themselves are steeped in PG, which you try to keep to as low as a minimum in your vape. Just keep the PG low by VG. And he's got a cool squeeze bottle that he's got. I have just a ketchup bottle that I bought on Amazon, and I buy this by the gallon, so I use these. So these are really handy. And you can refill his bottle, for example. He can buy a gallon of VG and just pour that in there. You guys have seen me do that live. And the other thing is pipettes. The reason I use pipettes is because they're disposable, inexpensive. I bought this box of 500 2 years ago, or over a year ago, sorry. And you grab a few pipettes and hope there's no dog hair in them, because I had it on the dog tripped over my box this morning, and now I see the result. And these things, you squeeze them in the bottle directly. So I'm going to use a few ingredients. I'll just get out 3 or 4 pipettes, and we'll just toss these in the trash. The benefit of doing things by weight is that you mix everything directly into the container you're going to actually steep and use. And so you really don't have to do anything or clean anything. When you do it by volume, you have to worry about a meniscus, which is a water level, and figuring out that. And you have to worry about how many, this is called titration, when you drop drips into a thing and then measure the volume of what goes in. You have to worry about specific gravity and everything. The reason why the weight works is because we know the specific gravity of all of the ingredients we're putting in here. And eLiquid Recipes tells us that. That's what's cool about it, is it has all the specific gravities of all these things.
Right.
Dude, talk about the stuff that you've had steeping for a while, because you were really excited about, and I want to hear all about the stuff. And I'm just going to walk through mixing a basic e-liquid in here. And I forgot, you have to buy nicotine, which I buy at MyFreedomSmokes, and there's a link in the description. When you buy nicotine, when you're starting, buy it weak. Say a concentration of maybe 50 or 48 milligrams per milliliter, and then mix it down. Yeah, I use 100 now, but I know what I'm doing now.
And mine's only 48. But anyways, I got a little starter kit from Liquid Barn, and I think I was able to choose like 12 different concentrate flavors, and it hooked me up with everything, basically everything I needed to go. So yeah,
and what else was in that kit? Oh, and let me just back up 1 second. I'm so sorry. I've got to say one more thing. Nicotine also comes with ratios. Nicotine, you can buy nicotine either steeped in VG or PG or any combination of the two. The reason why people buy PG or VG is because of different flavors they're trying to get. PG tends to capture more flavor, but it's going to have a harsher throat hit, and VG keeps your VG way, way, way down. I personally buy mine steeped in PG, and that's because when VG freezes, it gets hard as a rock, and you have to wait for it to thaw. So that's why I use PG, and then I just calculate my formulas to use as little PG as possible. But feel free to buy anything you want. To start, 50-50 is probably good to start with if you buy PG. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. People will ask.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, but yeah, it was a whole little kit I got. I want to say like 50 or 60 bucks, and it came with everything you needed except for a scale. But you could, it shows you how to do it volumetrically if you want to do with that. It came with cylinders, you know, all that, graduated cylinders, not pipettes, but it came with little syringes, everything. But anyways, yeah, so I got this stuff. It's called Baker's Touch. It's like a snickerdoodle, and
Yum.
I've had it steeping since the 28th of October. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a little try here. I got it labeled at 75-25, so that's gonna be our VGPG. My Nic is a 100% VG nicotine, and yeah.
So probably you don't store it in the freezer. That's my guess, right?
No, I do not.
Yeah. When you store your nicotine, make sure that you store it in a place that it has no light. This is very important. I store mine in the freezer. And where do you store yours?
Mine's in a cooler, in a fridge. Yeah, you know what I mean? A little cooler.
I could use the fridge too. That's probably a good idea. It's a good idea to use the fridge or the freezer. Make sure that it's labeled. It's a dangerous chemical, so don't let children near it. We keep our pets away from it. It's very dangerous for pets.
I got a big green Mr. Yuck sticker on mine.
Ah, good. So I have a formula that I have on eliquid recipes, and all I have to do is just copy it here, but it's only got 2 flavors in it, and I'm just, it's the same one that I linked in that original video. Keep talking about your DIY, and I'm just going to mix one of these strawberry cheesecakes. It's just a basic flavor. Believe me, I mix more complicated stuff for myself. It's just for the shows, I like to get people started with something really simple.
Yeah, this was actually just one base ingredient. Their Baker's Touch is what it was called. It was from Liquid Barn, and it came out pretty good. I got to try it the other night, and yeah, I liked it. But anyways, I just threw my VG in a little cup, put it up to what I went off my calculator, on a steam engine, told you what it needed to be for the ratios.
That calculator is the shit. It's really great.
Oh yeah,
it's super great. And here it is.
Between that and Ohm's law, works great.
Let's see here. There is my basic. This is basically beard number 5. It's a clone of beard number 5. It's 10% New York cheesecake from Capella, 10% sweet strawberry, 5% sweet strawberry from Capella, and the rest is just however much you want. Mostly VG. So there's really nothing to it. The first thing I do is it's telling me on the formula right here to put in 100. Oh, I need to adjust this amount. I'm only making 30 mils. I told that I wanted 120. So when you were shopping out the kits, what did you think about some of the alternatives? What did you find when you were looking at those things? I'm not a huge fan of the kits, but that's because obviously I went and I made a kit, and it's linked all down below. It isn't a kit, but it's the very least amount of shit you need to be doing things by weight. And I picked this scale, I got to say, on purpose. This particular scale will measure a half a liter, a kilo, and it comes with 2 200-gram calibration weights. So this comes with the calibration weights, and it costs about $50 for the scale.
And it plugs in too, right?
And it plugs in. Thank you. It
Yeah,
plugs
yours
into the
plugs
wall. So this is an extremely good scale. I also use it for cooking because it's extremely good scale. It's a really good scale. And so I don't recommend, I mean, if you ask me, I say do this. Just because the net amount of money I was going to spend when I did all the math, when I originally did this, I was like, no, I want the scale because I'm a nerd who wants things to be exact. And this helped me not have to guess and also not have to ever rinse anything off. That's the thing. I don't like rinsing things off. Although, what am I saying?
It's just so much easier with the scale. It really is.
I think so.
That's how I do it.
But people do it many different ways, and I don't want to confuse anybody. You can absolutely get great results any way you do this. This is a thing that's just a fun thing to do, and anyone can do it. Don't be intimidated or whatever. Do it volumetrically. It's still good. It's gonna be fine. Like, it will totally work. There's other kinds of instructions. Okay, so now I really only need 25.7 grams of this liquid. That was funny.
Yeah, but like I was saying, nice thing about that kit, I mean, you could do it all volumetrically. If you don't have a scale on hand, you can basically get it. But
and they gave you
choose
flavors.
Yeah, there's like as many flavors, whatever you want. You can choose 12 in this little starter kit, and pick whatever you want. I had a bunch of fruit and some cream, cheesecake. Yeah, let's see here. What we got? Pink lemonade. That's one of my faves. Pink lemonade. Green apple. Honeydew.
I'm not a big honeydew fan.
Yeah, I didn't like it too much. Cappuccino.
How's that one? Does it taste like coffee breath or coffee?
It's pretty spot on, man. I like it.
Okay.
I like it. I only mixed up like 15 because I was like, I'm not gonna mix up a whole 30 of this. So yeah, I only mixed up 15 mils of it just to test it out, and I did a quick shake and vape of it, and it wasn't bad. And then I let it steep for like 3 weeks, and dude, it was super smooth. And you know what? That's not a bad idea. I think I'm gonna make some of that up here maybe later.
That's funny.
I got cola freeze. Don't like that. It's really, I don't know. It's a funky taste. Rainbow sherbet. I do like that one. And then I got like a super cheap promo pack with like a menthol sweetener and a sour. And then
what is that sour exactly?
I don't know. It's just sour. So it's called sour, and it's part of like a flavor enhancer, and it's just saying that it is non-flavor ingredient, water, specific gravity, 1.02 grams.
Huh. Hey, it's nice that they put that on there. The specific gravity. You need to know
that. Suggested starting percentage is at 1%. So yeah.
So as you can see, all I've done here is I put in the VG. I put in 2.5 grams of the cheesecake flavor. I'm putting in 1.25 grams of the flavor that I decided to substitute for the strawberry, which is a special cranberry from my local market spice place, which is so delicious. So I'm actually going to make some cranberry here, cheesecake. And then that's it. I only asked it to make 25 mils. So all we have to do is put in a little tiny bit of nicotine, which I have in this bottle right here, and I'm using a pipette. As soon as I use the pipettes, I throw them away in the trash can next to me.
Absolutely.
No one's the wiser.
Oh yeah, and the star of the kit, Eli, I almost forgot. It is the milk frother.
Oh yeah, why didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, it came with the kit. It works great for aerating your BG and PG whenever you're trying to steep your juice. It's good. Just getting a bunch of little air bubbles in there. You can see it, and it makes your juice look like cloudy whenever you're mixing it up and stuff. And it's really good for mixing it up. It cuts down your steep time too.
Yeah, that's so silly. I actually have one of those. It's like the cheapest one you can get for $7 for fun, and it's great. And I stupidly left it in the other room on the counter with its little double batteries in it, but it just uses AA batteries, and it's just a really cheap little tiny thing.
Yeah, it just runs off of AA batteries, and I actually had to pull my AA battery out because my battery on my mouse died this morning, so I pulled it out of this and I put it in my mouse.
Joey says you want some DIY to implode your face, add some sour. Lol.
Yeah.
That's funny. So you know, the whole lesson here is that you can do DIY. You can get the ingredients from Bull City Vapor, from AZ Swag Sauce. They have a whole line of repackaged flavors that they sell that are basically just like Capella or Flavor Art ones. You can learn and join the community at eliquidrecipes.com. You can mix your own. You can save money. You can control your own vape. And just don't be intimidated. Always ask questions. Join us on Discord. There's a link in the description, I hope. Did I ever get one down there? And make sure you subscribe and like these videos. And of course, if you don't like them, make sure that you click don't like. And make sure you click don't like twice.
Maybe 3 times.
No, twice. Always click it an even number of times. You'll see what I mean if you click the don't like button. When you click it a second time, it undoes it. So now I'm just going to shake this thing. If I had my head straight, I would have brought my little stir thing like I was going to. But we can take a minute to talk about steep time too. And the summary of steep time is that in a month everything is steeped. So don't start thinking that you need to steep stuff for 6 months. Don't fall for people when they tell you dumb shit like, "Oh, I steeped this 6 months." It's rotten. Like, you know, it's a month is how long it takes to steep e-liquid chemically, depending on the size of the bag and if you're doing it right. You can certainly give or take there a little bit, but on the sizes and scales we do at home, pretty much about a month is pretty good. And what you should do is you should make sure that you basically exchange the air in the bottle as often as you can. You don't have to do it every single day. For the first day or two, go in there and open it up and then pour it around a little bit, close it back. If it's full, then you want to pump a little air into it and then shake the crap out of it. You can put it into your ultrasonic cleaner if you want to. Make sure that it's fully sealed and that your bottle's sealed. Don't put this in the ultrasonic cleaner if you don't have a good seal bottle. And just shake the crap out of it every day, every other day. And then do that for about, in a week. You'll start seeing it change flavor over the course of 1 week, 2 weeks, and 3 weeks, and a month. It will definitely change flavor and it'll start getting better. Some of the cheesier flavors are going to start getting much better in the 2-week land, a little bit later on. Some of the fruity flavors are going to be available to you right away, but it's going to be a little bit bland and weird for probably a week at least, most of these e-liquids. Especially if you use ingredients that are like bakery stuff or chocolates or weird stuff like that. You have to be real careful with those ratios because they're real sensitive, need time to steep.
Yeah, the creams, there's more intricate flavors, if you would.
Yeah. Julie says, I only like creams or chocolate juices. I'm so picky, don't like fruits. I heard chocolate is hard to DIY, though. It is. It is. It's hard. It is really hard. The chocolates are weird. And I've had chocolates, and I found, too, that I made it. In fact, I made one here. There's another video in the DIY videos playlist that you guys can watch where I did a chocolate one, and it was pretty good, but it never really got that great. I made it a few times. What you got there? Is that chocolate?
This is the Java juice. This is the cappuccino.
Right on.
Yeah.
We have a lot of DIYers in the vape fam, so it's really cool. If you guys haven't started doing DIY and you're interested, join us on Discord. Come to the shows here. We do these as often as we can. I got a whole bunch of stuff from Swag Sauce that are, I asked them for every strawberry they had, and so they sent me 6 flavors. But I've got strawberry cotton candy, strawberry milkshake, strawberry lemonade, which sounds like you'd like that. Strawberry muffin, which I'm not sure what that is, and strawberry cream. I'm curious about the strawberry
cotton candy. Sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah. Strawberry muffin smells good. It actually smells a little bit like an apple strawberry muffin. What'd you say, cotton candy?
Yeah, that strawberry cotton candy sounds interesting.
Oh, oh, and it spilled in my hand. Oh, I'm cursed. It smells awful.
What was it? The cotton candy?
Yeah.
Ah.
And it was really, really, really full, so it dripped a little bit down on my hand here. Hold on. As in, oh, you know, oh, I get it. I mean, yeah, it does. It smells. This is something that obviously needs to be used real lightly because to get that cotton candy flavor, it has a spicy, like in this concentration that I'm smelling it now, it's really unpleasant. You know, like it obviously needs to be mixed up. Ugh. Because it smells like a children's bedroom to me. Like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like bad candy.
Yeah.
The strawberry lemonade smells pretty good too. Looks like Am's is on strawberry lemonade today. Chili Dog said it's not a proper show without a cock up. Yeah, I spilled some stuff. Now I'm gonna vape some of this in my little. I love this Ultra Coils Carrot RDA. I'm totally hooked on this. Big Lou did his review of this week, and he was into it. And really the only criticism he had of it was that the shit comes out of the. If you drip right down into it, it's easy for it to go into right out the holes. Have you noticed that? Sometimes.
Yeah.
That didn't happen to me.
I overfill sometimes a lot. I overdrip this.
Well, also you can just drip it onto the side and it'll bypass the coils and just go out the air holes. But to me, that doesn't happen to me a lot because I always take the top off. It's one of the reasons I like this, because it's got good O-rings and a good cap that aren't all screwed up. Because I kind of obsessively clean my RDAs. They're all messy, you know, like they get stuff on the insides, and when that stuff rains back down, it starts just creating a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Not like a cast iron skillet. It doesn't add flavor.
No. Yeah, and shake and vape, this is not that great because the cheesecake needs time. Oh, wait a minute. I take that back. That cranberry. I mean, I just hope that there's not some cancer-causing agent in my local vape shop's cranberry concentrates. I know for certain that these are PG extracts, just like all other food extracts, and follow the same rules and guidelines. That's how they sell these. And that's what they're for. They're food flavors made by a company that sells tea, etc. They use this flavor in a couple of their teas to add some flavor to them. It's a cranberry extract, and they don't even sell this on the floor anymore. I have to go in there and order it from their warehouse. It's a tea shop in the Pikes Market. And I found out that the reason they're so happy to send this up there for me is that the other guy that works in the warehouse uses this in his DIY too. Yeah, they told me. They're like, oh yeah, he said he uses it in his DIY vape or whatever. I told her that. She's like, oh wow, that's a coincidence. I was like, that's badass. He's a genius. This is your best flavor.
Huh.
I love this flavor so much. It's just
I want to try some cranberry. I want cranberry because I got
You know what? I'll send you a bottle.
Loaded.
Look, this is the concentrate. I bought this many of them. I bought that many.
Yeah, I want some of that. I bought some of Loaded's brand apple juice.
Yum.
And it was pretty good.
This is yummy. It needs my original formula. I need to wait till the cheesecake comes out of this. My original formula with this has some marshmallow and some other stuff. James Rivera has tried this. In fact, James Rivera, what did you finally think? Oh, he said that the cranberry was too weak, and so the formula that I had was way too weak. And he's right.
Bam.
To me, it's really strong because this stuff is pungent. You know, like when you open the bottle, it smells, but vaping it in, you know, is different. But like even right now, I just made some and I can still smell it. They're just talking about chocolate concentrate percentages in DIY, and yeah, they're real low. James is pointing out they start real low, and they sure do.
Hey Eli, what's that little green tank called that you had?
The greens tank. Oh, you're going to remind me. Yeah, you guys watched the greens tank review that I did because it was the last episode of VapeAM. Whack, and here it is. And Heaven Gift sent this, and we're giving one away. So, and this is a weird tank. It's like, you have to watch the video and leave a comment, and it'll tell you what to do in the video. But it's kind of a cool, weird tank. The problem with it is that the coils, the ohms, jump all over the place. But the flavor is kind of good, and it's an $11 tank with cheap coils. And it's not messy. And it's got like an airflow that can't be adjusted, but it's just medium air. So anyway, if you're looking for something fun, it's just a cheap tank. I recommend it. I'm like $11 or whatever. It's the price of a clone and has replaceable coils. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just reading some formulas here.
Yeah, I don't have any of my information in front of me.
Alaska Vapor says cotton candy, mainly ethyl maltol. In this case, I wonder. It could be. It smells funny. I don't use any ethyl maltol. I own some. It's in my kit, but I've used it once or twice, and I was very unhappy with the results. To be honest, it made very messy vape. Like it's like pouring a cup of sugar on there, then just vaping it until it gets hard on there. You know, it's like it really does create hard, crumbly brown stuff on your coils. And to me, it didn't work. I have a very sensitive palate, and I like subtle and complex vapes. And a lot of vapes with a lot of sweeteners and additives and weird stuff just blow me away, and I hate them. And a lot of vapes that are like overdone, they kill me. I can barely vape this Frozen Ophelia from Van Gogh Vapes. And the only reason I do is because it's actually pretty freaking good. But the first one's painful for me. I'm like, ugh. And then you're numb. It's like drinking acid. I don't feel it the third time. How you feeling?
It goes down smooth.
Oh my God! So, oh God, you've got your Ultra out. Am I copying you and getting my Ultra out too with all my fresh batteries? I have so many freshy batteries right now.
Yeah, I got some.
Look at this 2700 pile of yum, and this doesn't have any iJoys in it. You know, I got a bunch of iJoy batteries. They're in use right now.
Ooh.
What's your favorite new toy lately?
Oh,
you got like a couple things lately. You got the Ultra. You got that other mechanical from what's it? You got the
Wismac. I got the Wismac and I got the Ultra. They're both Max 2700. Very similar as far as like with the battery. You're pushing it up for making that contact on both of them. So they, you know, as far as for compact and size, you know, they're pretty similar. You know, they're you know, maybe a 0.5 millimeter difference, if that, a mil.
Yeah,
not much.
I love how tiny the Ultra is. I love how they must have wanted to make it small. They're like, make it small.
Oh yeah.
Alaska Vapor points out that ethyl maltol seems to muddle flavors, especially fruits. It's true. It tastes funny. Hey, Ed Tucker, artist, great to see you. We're just talking about our favorite toys lately. Yeah. You tell us your favorite toys too. Chime in. Yeah, the Ultra is great. I got this Wismac RX2, which I recommend everybody. It's my new favorite thing. It's got some flaws. I mean, the door moves on mine depending on which batteries I put in it. You can put in 18650s or 2700s, and I have 3 brands of 2700s, and depending on how I combine them, the door can wiggle around. So that's just wraps, right?
So get this, Eli. I sent my Oceanus in, okay, to get fixed. Get the paint job on the old fire button fixed.
Right.
Fire buttons, you know, paint job's good. Now, remember I was having that issue with the door? Okay, so I was looking at it closer, and I was noticing my door was getting like pushed away, literally like repelled away.
They put what it was? They put them in backwards.
They glued the magnet back in on it for me, okay? Backwards. But they glued it in so that it was repelling and pushing the other magnet on the door, and it was pushing it away. So I had to pry it back out, pull out some super glue, glue it back in.
Well, I'm glad you had super glue.
Now it closes nice and flush.
And dude, you know my Oceanus has got a bad magnet. Like I just have 2 magnets on the top, and it's just you know, they just don't come out. It just works. Yeah. You know, it's like dumb. Yeah. I don't have any super glue handy. Is why.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Oceanus is great, but it's got some freaking small problems for something that comes in the most premium package imaginable. I mean, you get this thing, you're just like, wow, 2 batteries with cases. Yeah, yeah. It feels beautiful, has a great display. I mean, this thing feels premium, and then it has these really weird little problems where you're like, what? The button's called, look at my bottom button. Remember I told you months ago that was going to go? It's going.
Yep.
And this button's totally gone. I'm not warranting mine because I'm a reviewer. I want people to know this is what you get. So I'm just going to show people. But the good news is they warrantied his. So
yes, they did.
Yeah, so good on Anakin. I'm not complaining about them as an entity. You know what I mean? They
No.
made it right, and I'm impressed. But this is some of the flaws that could happen in that thing so far.
Just gluing magnets in backwards. That's all. No
Yeah.
big deal.
And you know, iJoy's about to come out with their single battery version, and theirs takes 21700s.
Mm-hmm.
Did I show you my 21700 crammed into this thing? Have you tried that? Do you have it?
I don't have a 2100 battery.
Watch this. They need to sell a different door. So here's the 21700. I'll put it on the bottom here. It goes in there because it's the same height, but of course the door doesn't work. But the mod works just fine, of course, because it's the same chemistry.
Yeah,
So that would be so cool. So iJoy's
that's
is
just
coming
like
out.
Whenever you use the 18650 adapter with it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing.
Exactly. And iJoy's coming out with their single battery version, and we'll see. I've kind of fallen in love with the Ultra and that Wismec and with this little capo thing, you know, with the short stuff, because I carried around this, let me just shut that thing down. I carried around the Anakin for a while, and I think it's great. I mean, I freaking love this thing, but sometimes I feel like it's a little long, and I don't only feel that way because I have a capo now, and I'm like, oh, this thing is super fat, you know, but it's like, this thing gets really long sometimes, and you're like, oh.
You know, the thing is, I really can't tell a difference with the Anakin whenever it has a battery in it or it doesn't. It's like it feels heavy no matter what.
Yeah,
it's like it's metal is what it is, but
yeah, it feels
it's
nice.
sturdy. I'll give it that. Yeah.
But the door will come off, but then here it is with a TFE 12 on it. Holy shit, it's like a baton. And I put the worst thing was the ferro. I put the ferro on this, and the ferro has neutronium in it. I don't know if people realize, but it's the densest substance in the universe, where a teaspoon is as much as a mountain. Because the ferro weighs so fucking much. It can't weigh that much. I don't know what's in that thing. It's so heavy. I put that on, I don't have it handy for some reason. It was the other day. I put that on here, and it's just humongous. And I gave it to my girlfriend, and she was like, no, she doesn't vape. She was like, no, that's that's too much metal and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's heavy. This little Wismec, weighs about the same, and it's just 2 batteries in up front. You know, it's like really. But so I like these little form factors. These little sizes are starting to sex me over. Like I'm starting to be like, oh my god, wow. The capo is so stable. You set this down, it never falls over. You know, it's like really cool. And when you stick it in your pocket, it's all right. This thing always fires in your pocket if you put it in your back pocket, always. So never put this in your back pocket, because if you squat for an instant, yeah, I do that sometimes. I'm walking around, I'll forget and squat down and pick something up or whatever. But it always fires in your back pocket because the button's so big. But I'm not about to complain. And iJoy is interesting. They have a big button too, but they've succeeded in kind of shielding it from accidental press, which is weird. The Captain too. Fucking love these huge buttons. Big button. So how was it? Did we learn anything about DIY? Did we tell people enough? Someone's looking for the Geek Vape 200 watt regulated squonk mod. Wow, that's serious. 200 watts. That means it's dual battery, right? The capo squonker's coming. Didn't you get a new squonker this week too? Where's that thing?
No, I didn't get a new squonker. I just got a new squonk bottle.
Oh yeah, the green one.
Yeah.
You got it handy?
I got a new squonk bottle.
Hey, there's TD Wester saying good morning.
I got the pulse handy. I don't got the bottle on it though. No. There's a pulse there.
You got quite a pulse collection. Is that your second one? Your third one?
No. I only have one pulse actually.
Really?
Yeah, I only have one pulse.
Oh, what is that white one?
The white one is Skull Candy.
Oh,
Venom.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that custom company. Printed.
And Jason Kennedy points out that for advanced DIYers, you can use Juice Grinder on your desktop. Is a good Windows app. If you join up with the people over at eLiquid Recipes, you'll find out all this stuff as you go in more detail and more information. And it's really, I'm just really a gateway for more access to these informations, because there's too much to even list in one episode without being boring. Although I fail at that, I'm always boring. But it is great that, just like I said, if you come, there's always information and people there ready to share and help. I'm using my Anakin Scion that I rebuilt in here, and one of the things I was waiting on was more juice to come from Van Gogh vapes, because this thing, I don't use it a ton because It eats up so much. You know what I'm talking about? Well, the way I built it. It's got a 0.2 in there. And it's only about 55 watts, but it just sucks the freaking... Oh, no, wait. Maybe this one's about 70. I can't remember. I won't actually know till I vape it. I have such a crazy, odd collection of atomizers, review junk, mods, you know, everything laying around that... It's one reason why I'm so hardcore into regulated mods, is that I have to switch addies so much, all different kinds. And I want to remind you guys that there's links to all that stuff down in the description too. And I hope I didn't forget the link to eliquidrecipes.com. If I did, I'll get it in there as soon as we stop the episode. Yeah, Jaber says he put his Megavolt in his pocket and it would fire in his pocket. That's bad. Like, the way I know is I'll be like... It's why you shouldn't carry mechs in your pocket. It's another reason I like regulated mods, because they'll typically stop after 10 seconds.
I always hear that, you know, that crackling going on and shit.
Yeah. This is Eton Mess. Eton Mess is really good. Is this will this be your first time trying Eton Mess, by the way?
Yes,
oh my god.
Sir.
There's two strawberry vapes out there to me, Eton Mess and Ichigo. Ichigo is like the vine apple, and Eton Mess is like meringue, cream, apple, milk. No, what am I, not apple, what am I saying? This is strawberry, excuse me. Vine strawberry from Japan, and Ichigo, and Eton Mess is like the yummy dessert. I fucking love this stuff. It's like a spoonful of strawberry dessert. I can't stop vaping them. I have a problem. And it's funny too, because
the wee hours of the night.
Yeah, recently Jim Bucktration, our friend, I do. This is what I keep in my little Betty Bye vapor. I'm like, Jim Bucktration recently went to the show in Birmingham and met Van Gogh Vapes, and they were like, "Oh, you're in the Juicy Jones HQ VapeAM. Yeah, you're gonna want to try Eton Mess, aren't you?" Because Juicy loves that stuff. He certainly does. They gave him some, actually. I don't think this will be everyone's favorite vape, but it better be. Just kidding.
We'll find you.
I'm super excited to go see those guys on December 9th. I mean, I'm super excited. I've never been able to meet them in person before, even though they're just right over the border. I just can't really afford to take, you know, weekend trips up to Vancouver all the time. Yeah. But I'm super excited.
Yeah.
And I hope a bunch of people come by. All of you out there, join us December 9th and 10th for West Coast Vape Expo. I think I forgot to put a link to that in the description too. That's right. West, y'all. My gang sign, right?
Yep.
I used to live in a neighborhood here in Seattle called Queen Anne, and we made up our own gang sign.
Is that a little crown?
It's QA.
Oh, okay.
Like, that way you knew who was cool. No one's cool anymore.
No one's cool.
No, since we left the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And someone's recommending the Megavolt. You like that mod? Doesn't what is that mod that that Vaping Michael B has, that blue one? You know, the really nice one.
Asmodeus Minikin 2 or something.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if that's good for beginners, but damn, that's a nice mod. It's so pretty.
Pretty.
Yeah,
it is.
I've always wanted one of those. I want one of those in 2700. They haven't done that, have they?
I'm thinking about, no, not that I know of. I've been looking, because I was looking at their Sperusa, their regulated squonker with that little light switch and a DNA chip running an 18650. But the Captain X3.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The triple 2700.
And the thing is, I've got, what do I do, man? I mean, you know that I don't need that, right? Like, I know I don't need it.
I don't need it.
And I know that I'm going to get 10,000 questions about that. Everyone's going to want me to show that off. And I personally am so happy with the Capo and the Captain and this Wismec. Although the X3 is shorter. What am I saying, right? They reduced the size? Nope, I stand corrected. I've changed my mind. They redesigned it so it's, they reduced the size. Have to see it. Because
it looks a lot like the X2's form factor.
Yeah. Because my only complaint about the Captain is that it's a little bit large. But I mean, that's also a plus. A lot of people, it's for people who want a 30mm atomizer and a platform and the whole thing. You know, it's for people who want this mod, but you can put literally anything on top. Yeah, although it's not that big. But having the WizMech and the Captain, I actually like these. Building on the WizMech is better because it is tall and large and has a big button. It's easy to look at. I mean, building on the WizMech is killer, and carrying it around.
The Captain.
I meant the Captain. I don't know what I said, but
WizMech.
Words are hard.
I joy.
Building on brands is brand and hard and brand and vape and brand. Brand and brand and brand. But carrying around the WizMech, you just feel like a little king with this little mini triangle. You're just like, oh. And you put that Captain, I'm sorry, the Carrot RDA on this little tiny thing. I'll just show this off again. This is my kid, dude. I mean, there's just, I can't have 99.9 watts in anything smaller than this that's any better. Like, show me. I get off on
you
small
don't have to
kid.
worry about your lips getting burnt with that Ultim.
No, it's key. Isn't it funny how big a difference it makes that it's really Ultim? Because plastic caps like this don't work.
My LP, I have it metal on the bottom with the Ultim top, and you know what? I don't got to worry about burning the shit out of my lips, but I'm using it with my Squonk.
But remember out there that they often sell you things that look like Ultim that aren't Ultim. Ultim is actually a specific plastic that only comes in black and brown because of its chemistry, and it has double the heat resistance of anything else that we use in vaping. So this is amazing. The reason why this Carrot, I can stick my lips right on top of this is a freaking, look at that. It's a 6-wrap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 7-wrap dual triple core fused Clapton running at 0.2 at 100 watts. At 0.18 at 100 watts, and I can vape it right out of this. Chain vape. It's because it's Ultim. Ultim is eating up that heat. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But if that were made of anything else, this would be unvapable. It'd be like,
yeah, ow,
that would hurt, Bobby.
Blisters.
Blisters.
That's so hot. That's so hot. But I just want to vape.
I'm gonna put the 510 in here and be a dork. It looks so bad, but I love doing it. Here we go. Flavor. It's flavor.
I think I'm gonna get that Dot Mod 1 clamp RDA. I think it's so
that thing
cool
looks
looking.
Amazing. I'm very curious about it. I'm very curious.
I want it.
You know who I think would benefit from that is Sammy Joe, who is sight impaired. Sammy Joe is sight impaired, and isn't it a screw?
It's a screw, and it's just one clamping mode, you know? Bam. Yeah, you can do it by finger, or you can use the Phillips on top.
Do you think that the single clamp is harder or easier? I was thinking about it. And
I mean, what the hell's the difference between that and any other clamping mechanism?
Oh, I was thinking of it.
You're doing the same thing.
I was thinking of it compared to like a 4-hole. You know, either velocity or the parallels. You know, like. If I'm not sight impaired, so I got to ask Sammy Joe, but I'm thinking like if I'm building, is it easier to be able to stick one in and screw it down and forget about it and then move on to the next one and get it in? Or is that little balancing act where you get him in there? You know, I don't know. We need to get her one maybe, but you're right. I think that thing looks cool.
You see what I mean? Well, yeah, I do. It does bring in a good point because
just curious.
You basically need jig rods to sit there, hold your coil where it's got to be sitting on
like a tuning fork.
Yeah,
or something.
But what was really caught my eye is the fact that the hole for the squonk pin is at the top and it cascades.
Oh yeah,
down.
I dig that a lot.
So I'm
how many squonkers? Ooh. Yeah, how many squonkers do you have where you get the shitty, the freaking oil slick flood? You know, just the flood in the bottom where you're just like waiting for the flood. Like I like it on top a lot. It's a great idea. That one of the things in this terrible atomizer that Cthulhu came out with that had the mesh, one of the things that was good about it was it had a squonk post that had holes on top and the side.
Oh yeah,
kind of like that. Yeah. And I didn't realize the Petri was that like that either. But that's a huge deal. I like that a lot. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I'm glad you told me that. I didn't know that. I kind of looked at it, but not really that closely.
Yes.
It's the same as dripping. I don't like the because I think cotton is the less cotton the better. The less cotton, the better. Like you
Right.
just don't. Cotton just sits there and holds e-liquid. It doesn't, it's like you need to keep it. It's supposed to just plug up those coils and provide a little bit of traction. And I dig the idea of it going over the top, because after all, don't you get the best vape when you pull the top off and just give it a good squeeze on both coils and plop it down and vape twice, and you're like, ah.
When I'm at work, squonking is nice because I don't have to sit there and drip. But yeah, whenever I can, I like to just fucking paint my coils and fucking take a nice, like with the carrot,
I like the carrot because it has a well deep enough for you not to worry while you're painting them or whatever. I kind of go sideways or whatever. I really like this RDA. I'm still waiting on the drop RDA from our buddy Brett at the Cloudy Vapor, which if you guys buy authentic gear, buy it from Brett at the Cloudy Vapor and tell him Juicy Jones sent you. But he is such a great guy, and he started that website 2 years ago.
That's who sent me my squonk bottle.
Yeah, he's so great. On the whole premise, just on the whole premise that he wanted to sell authentic gear. And it's great. He's a cool freaking guy. Just a guy in Florida. He's doing pretty well.
Nice guy.
I'm reading this thing. The Ceto uses too much damn cotton. I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. That's true. Latent vapes.
I think all those mesh style RDAs are.
Me too. Not into it. I can be specific. Yeah, I'll tell you specifically too. I got to say though, hello JT Munn. It's been a while since I've seen you, buddy. It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Tell us what's up. The mesh RDAs aren't for me either, and I'll tell you why. One, getting good. It's a stainless steel mesh, and it gets even burning across the whole thing, right? Like in a
super fucking
right, but quick. only if you have good contact with the cotton at every point on that curve. So you have to have feed.
The whole thing.
That's right. Juice feed has to be touching it all the time. So all of those have this build style where it's big clumps of cotton, and then they push out to curved pieces, either sideways or up and down. The up and down one's probably a lot better because you can push inside there. But I found that like any squirreliness at all in that where the cotton isn't touching, and you get uneven burning on the top, and it's a fucking pain to get that all dialed in and set up. And once you do, it burns so fast and hot. I just think it's a shitty vape. I just think it's a shitty, hot, shitty vape. And I don't see the point. Your mileage may vary, but I hate them. Hate those vapes. It's just me. Really don't like them.
Yeah, the decks are interesting. I'll give them that for maybe doing something. Digiflavor just came out with a new mesh RDA. It's called the Mesh Pro. And it looks a lot like Vandy Vape's mesh.
And it's
similar.
Is it decky like, is it like curved like that instead of like this?
Well, Vandy Vapes it had like a top where it was basically postless, and then you put your like side
on either
clamp
side.
in.
It goes like that.
But on this one, there is no deck there. Instead of a deck, it goes to a well. Okay. Vandy Vape didn't have a well. This one has a well, basically.
Okay.
So
you need a well.
Difference. But yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, but I'm saying just for like normal builds, though, it would be better for normal builds. I think it would. But
I personally think those mesh ones are overrated. Yeah, the mesh is like, it just isn't a pleasant vape in my opinion. I don't need that. I just didn't ever really enjoy it. It always felt like too much air, and I had a hard time getting the mesh to have even contact. I'm so anal, it's really tough. So I had a hard time making it always evenly contact and figuring out what cotton pattern worked the best. And I didn't like what I was saying. I didn't have good results with the stuff I saw from Grim Green or anything else. To me, it just didn't work. Yeah. And didn't enjoy it. I still enjoy these little hot concentrated, but this does a pretty good job for me. I don't need more surface area like that.
I mean, hats off to innovation, but
yeah. Well, they've been looking for an easier way to send coils out. They've been looking for the mesh or the chip coil or whatever solution for a couple of years now to avoid using the round wire rolls and winds, because it's frankly cheaper and easier to make to stamp out or weave the stainless steel. But they just aren't achieving great results, I think, in flavor and stuff.
There's this new round wire coming out that's it's like perforated, if you would. It's got like little wells in it.
Huh.
It's interesting.
Like divots or something? Like they notched it?
It's very like they showed like a macro view of it. You know what I mean? And it looked like it was like it had like yeah, like little holes, like little
Like golf ball style stuff all over it?
no, like if you were to look at the tip of a needle, okay, you know what I mean? It like had like it looked like that going like the, but they were still it was still like connected at the length. I don't know. It was
Like they
interesting.
notched out little pieces of it, little cylinders notched out of it? Oh,
Yeah,
so it's just,
yeah.
why? I guess it takes up less physical
I guess
space.
the I guess to hold the juice in the actual wire itself.
I mean,
I
that
don't
seems
know.
like it's, I mean, that's basically just a sculpted coil, I guess. Or, as if you just took a big thing and just chopped pieces out of it to make a wound one. I don't
Yeah.
know. That seems like a lot of trouble to manufacture that for not much gain. Just guessing. Like, you know how wire and stuff is made. They just draw it out. Doing stuff like that to it is like kind of tough.
I don't even know how it's done.
They just take rods of metal and they just draw them down over and over. Literally, just draw them down. They'll take the piece and they'll run it through a die that's smaller by a tiny amount with a hole in the middle, and they'll do that 100 times, a million times, and pull it through. Interesting. More information, please. I wonder if anybody in the audience knows anything about that. I'm interested.
Yeah,
Good
it's
one.
like a perforated wire.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's Steven. First time here. Nice to see you. What cotton do we prefer? Texas Tough, baby. That's me. What do you guys think?
You can get your hands on it, try some Texas Tough. Takes a minute for it to actually get your juice going. You got to do a little bit of pulsing while you're doing it. Um, it's not as super quick absorbent as like your cotton bacon,
It's
but
the
if you
best. It's
can't
not a
get your
sponge.
yeah,
It's not a sponge. Like the cotton bacon is a sponge. If you want spongy cotton, use cotton bacon. But if you want your shit to last forever, and not change size, and if you're willing to put in a little more work when you build it, it's definitely a little more work to build. Like he's saying, like you have to prime it with liquid, and there's a couple ways we do that. But oh my God, Texas Tough, holy shit! Especially in tanks. Honestly, I think in RDAs it doesn't matter. All this talk about which cotton for RDAs, I think it's BS. I mean, pull the top off and re-drip, you're done. Like RDAs none of them are hard to wick, and if they are, there's something wrong with them. You can make big mistakes and it's fine, and they vape okay. And a lot of what people argue about is what's pretty. I think
yeah,
or just what they prefer. I like a lot. Native
yeah.
wicks is great. Cotton bacon's great. I like Texas Tough. That's my thing. Oh my God, Double D sent me 2 pounds. I love you, Ems. You're the best. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I'm going to turn around and send it back to you for postage for sending some stickers. I'm going to try to get the artwork to you. I'm trying to get some cards and stickers made for the show on December 9th, and the deadline's coming up. And Adobe has chosen last month to release new versions of the entire Creative Suite, and they are broken and do not work at all. I can't open any of my artwork. That's why my thumbnails look bad. I can't open anything. I'm like crippled, and I pay $50 a month. I am angry that my
Grr,
graphics empire is at a halt.
grr.
Yeah. I mean, I may have to like reinstall Windows type of shit or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
what the
like I don't
fuck?
know.
That's a big grr.
Um, yeah. Yeah, terrible. Hey, Ems, tell me what your I'm gonna promote you, Ems, if you're not already. I think you are, to a moderator, and paste in your URL for your graphics business. Hold on. Add moderator. Now you're a moderator, Ems, my good friend. And Double D's, yeah, paste in your link. She does graphics and stuff. She can help you. And I thank you. Thank you so much. All donations like that go to dog food and cotton and stuff like that. Paying light bills. These things are lights and they cost money to operate and that kind of stuff. Steven's having problems wicking his OBS Engine Nano. Really? The Engine Nano. I don't have the Nano, but I do have a video up for wicking the OBS Engine, and it should be fairly similar. But I'm definitely curious. Yeah, the Nano I don't have.
What's that, like a 22?
Why is I think James Rivera, I think you accidentally timed out JT Munn. Yeah, anyway. There's an accident in the chat. JT Munn shouldn't be timed out. That's our buddy. Sorry about that, JT. Google won't let me undo that by clicking on anything right now. But I apologize. You know I love you. You can send me a text. That's funny. It's not. It's funny to me. It's not funny to you, and I apologize. It's funny. His kid. Yeah, he says his kid grabbed the phone. I'm so sorry. That does happen, and I apologize, man. You're such a great guy too. I feel bad. Hopefully JT knows we love him, and that's just an accident. No big deal. I feel bad. So what else is coming out though? We've got the Capo 100 coming out here pretty soon. I still don't have the drop RDA, which everybody's excited about, which I don't know why I don't. Oh, it's because it's just not here yet. And the Capo was the one they were supposed to send, and I asked about it, and they were like, "Oh, well, they sent a bunch out to all the reviewers, and they said that they didn't know if they'd missed anybody, and to let them know who didn't get one." And I'm like, do you have a list or not? You know, like, wow. Like that makes me feel unimportant completely. Especially with how much I supported iJoy because of their commitment to 2700 batteries. As you know, it's their commitment to 2700 battery technology that keeps me supporting the gear. And the gear is all good too. They have not screwed up and like shipped a bunch of crap this year, thank God. Like last year. So we'll see how that goes. Let's do a time check and see how much time we've wasted for everybody. A decade. There is a Discord link in the description, by the way. Oh, it's only been 47 minutes. We got 10 minutes. We're doing great. We've been nailing it. Are you just
knocking
exhaling
it out of the park?
Yeah. Having a little exhale there for fun. What are you vaping on, by the way?
I was blowing O-rings. Fucking on the Oceanus, I was vaping the one lemon crumble.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, it's the new one.
What's the crumble part
confused.
of it? Not to be confused with what?
Not to be confused with the strawberry one. There's a strawberry donut breakfast cereal, and then this one's lemon meringue pie, and crumble. I don't know.
That's good. How's the crumble part? Is it Graham-y?
Yes.
I would like that if it had a lot of Graham stuff. The lemon part of it could be a little overpowering. You know, some people.
It's not. It's not. I've had, compared to like Bad Drips, what's their cereal stuff called? Fruity cereal milk. Cereal Trip. That's what it's called. Bad Drips. And it's like a lemony.
Those are notoriously lemony, yeah, because the Fruity Pebbles has a real strong lemon. Totally. That's cool, dude. Oh, and you know, one thing we should do, maybe just for fun, for a second, is check out the vendor list at the show and ask people what they think we should look at. Because I'm going to be there for a couple of days at the Van Gogh booth, and I can go to all these vendors. We need to start naming vendors if you're interested. And then do a little. I'll be doing this for a while. I posted it to my Instagram.
Anakin got? Yeah, we need to see what Anakin's got coming out, other than that lift thing in their Pissardo's MTL. You know what I mean?
Good question.
I would like, because like I keep on seeing like little AIO tanks in like the Oceanus, but like, would they put out a dual 2700 or even a 21700 capable mod?
It's possible. I don't know. I mean, you would think Anakin, yeah, you'd think they'd do one. They do a lot of inbuilt battery mods.
Yeah, like I just keep on seeing a lot of AIOs from them, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know.
AIO.
I don't know what they're thinking, but they don't have. I don't think they're going to be at this show. It's not quite big enough. I know, right? Let me see what else is there. List. Aspire. Yeah, Anakin's not on here. Humboldt Juice Co. Cloud9. The hardware vendors here are TVL. And that's a lot of it. A lot of juice. So keep a startup eliquid. I wonder if Phil will be there or if it'll just be a rep or something. That's cool. I'm going to send him a note and ask him. Phil, you going to be at the West Coast Vape Expo? Love Phil. Steven says lemon pudding from Country Clouds is also good. Ever heard of that?
No, I have not.
No, me either. Yeah, Steven can't understand his OBS issue. I don't know. Check out my video. Just go to Juicy Jones HQ on YouTube and then look through the vape reviews or search for OBS. And there's an engine build in there. And I remember the engine has got a specific RDA deck, but it shouldn't be leaking because the engine, it's got like those things are totally leak proof and it shouldn't leak. So I'm sure you can get that dialed in. Have you ever tried hemp cotton on your RDA? Yeah, me either. I'm sure it's tough. I mean, hemp is an incredibly tough material. I'd like to see some science on what the burning profiles are and how it's treated. You know what I mean? I just need to know how it's treated to know if I want to vape on it. It's got to be organic, 100%.
Yeah, there's a lot of different cottons and stuff. There's bamboo. There's all sorts, silk. There's tons.
Rayon. The best one was the old Fiber Freaks. I missed that. Best cotton ever. Out of business. And he says so it's leaking and he gets dry hits after a few puffs in a row. The dry hits I can explain is probably cotton, too much density of cotton, either in the intake holes or in the inside diameter or both, right? You know, just too much cotton in there. And it might just be a matter of trimming it and stuffing it back in there. And you might have to thin it or redo it. But you shouldn't get quick dry hits and leaking, right? You know what I mean? Because dry hits are usually...
It's one or the other.
Yeah, because the leaking is usually because there isn't enough e-liquid in there. Or, I'm sorry, enough cotton. And because of the reverse, like, plumbing style drain trap that an atomizer is, the air pressure pushes it inside there. If there's no cotton to stop that flow, it just flows in and into the air hole. And so it leaks, right? And you see these pressure differences when you take the top off and put it back on too sometimes on some tanks. And some tanks you want to close the air and fill it and open it and blow through it. So usually when it leaks, it's because there's too little cotton. And if it's quick dry hits all the time, there's too much. So both of them, if you're getting both, then it's still going to be the cotton. Or you could also have a severed cotton in the middle. You could have burned it out accidentally and the middle's burnt out and there's only cotton stuffed in the sides a little bit. You know what I mean? That happens and it's coming out. Well, the symptom for that is usually that there's not leaking, but all the hits taste spicy within 1 second. You're like, why? Good. Why? Oh, it's good. Ooh, it's good. Ooh, it's bad. You know, like that. And it gets spicy and weird. And you can tell that one of them...
Hot spots on it.
Yeah, one of them is getting screwed up in the middle.
Yeah.
Trying to troubleshoot, baby. Trying to troubleshoot those atomizers. The little machine.
One coil at a time.
That's right. I get the split coil thing a lot because I'll have like a dry hit or something, or I'll burn one too hot or whatever, and then I won't think about it, and then I'll go back a couple of days later, keep vaping, and I'll be like, why does this suck all of a sudden? And I'll just tug a little bit. You can take your RDA, and you just tug a little bit on it, and it'll just pop out. You know, this one's fine. So you're like, oh, okay, that's good. You're going there every couple of days. I did these 2 days ago, and they still look good. Texas tough.
Yep, Texas tough. Otherwise, you get that deflated, like, withered out.
Yeah, and the spongy cottons.
Look.
Yeah, and the spongy cottons also tend to sponge out and touch. They shrink, or sometimes they grow and stretch, and they go out and they get messier because they tend to puff out and touch the sides of the atomizer more. And when your cotton's touching the side of your atomizer, it makes your cotton black. You see this. And this also happens because of rain down from the top. Like you'll be vaping and then condensation will occur on the inside of the cap and then come down to the cotton and then collect on the sides and turn them black where they're touching the sides of the thing.
Happens on my LP a lot.
Yeah. In those cases, if it gets too bad, you could use a little more cotton in the bottom underneath, maybe to soak up a little bit more, or maybe press it down some, or just wipe the cap out. I do that all the time. JT Munn says he'll stick with the single coil RTAs. Absolutely. Big fan of those too. Somebody last week was asking about the Serpent Mini, the Serpent RDTA, and they said they got one and they absolutely loved it. And I was so happy because, like,
I'm thinking about getting that Haster MTL from
that thing looks great. That's like
it's like $30 or $26 at element.com right now, and then I think it's 32 from Cthulhu, directly from Cthulhu.
It's an updated version of the MTL RTA, and the MTL RTA, I was like one of the few people who actually showed that thing off. That thing was amazing. It had the same stuff, all the replaceable air plugs and everything. The problem with the MTL RTA was that its assembly design in the bottom of the airflow was too finicky with the juice flow, and so they've updated all that. I want a Hester too, just like you, because the MTL is still sitting on my desk, and I always pick it up and wish it were better, a lot. Because I'm like,
I don't own any MTLs. I would like to dabble.
I'm sure you'll dig it. I'm sure you dig it. Because you can take that or a Serpent Mini RDT. That one's, I'd probably get the Cthulhu one. I love Cthulhu too because they're so committed to giving you a good kit too. They're always including extra glass and O-rings and all this stuff. And I just like them. Small company. Also,
and their packaging sweet too, with that nice little nylon box looking like it's out of like a 1950s like pulp fucking magazine or something.
Tiki,
you know,
Tiki baby.
Yeah.
And Pete Haddock designs a lot of their RTAs and RDAs, and he's just a really nice guy. Pete Haddock on Instagram, you can check him out. He's great, and they sent me a few things this year, and they're just great, nice people. They're kind of small, I suppose.
Yeah, they're out of like Canada, right?
Cthulhu themselves are a Chinese company, I'm pretty sure.
I thought,
or I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe you know better than I am. I feel ashamed.
Damn you!
I know.
Yeah, no, I was looking at like the Cthulhu manufacturer website because I saw the Haster. I was like, oh, okay, and then I looked at the website and it said something out of Canada, I believe.
Love them. I do. Nice people, good mods, innovation. They try to do stuff differently. They're on every trend. They were on this MTL trend before anybody was. This was January. I was like, ooh, MTL's coming back this year, y'all. And Cthulhu was sending stuff. This came out like a year ago, November or December, and we're just like, wow, or October. It was a while. We're like, wow, this is great. Although I don't think this is strictly MTL. I mean, I could probably build it that way. Yeah, I could build it that way. You could put like a 26 on here. I love this thing. Always using the Petri style thing. Oh, and by the way, you know the Wismec tank, the little gnome tank? It came with a Petri style drip tip, which is this little drip tip right here. You're staring at the screen so intently. I'm getting scared. You're so intense. Yeah. You look so intense right now.
I was in another tangent. I was on a whole other plane.
You're thinking.
I was deep. I don't know.
Yeah, this new Haster looks really nice in stainless steel too, by the way. I didn't realize that. The one thing I don't like about it is that they raised the deck off the bottom like a GTA. I'm not a fan of that. For low watts MTL, this will be great though. For MTL, it's appropriate. It'll work. It isn't necessary though. This nonsense about it being closer to your mouth and stuff, that's just not. It's just popular to raise the deck up. It's simply people like the way it looks because there's no physical, chemical, physics reason to do it. In fact, it's anti-physics. It reduces the pressure of the liquid going into the holes. You reduce it if you raise the deck up off. So you're canceling out all of the benefit of that air pressure above that line.
Pushing down.
Yeah, when it goes to the bottom, then you're only using the cotton then, which is garbage. The cotton is garbage. But that's why MTL will work, because we're talking about, 10 to 25 watts, maybe 30 watts, like that, single coils.
4-day battery life.
JT Munn says he moved to an apartment in Alamogordo, New Mexico. That's cool. You're in Mexico. I haven't been to Mexico in a long time. I'm from Dallas, and I spent a lot of time in New Mexico just because it's next door. And it's a cool state, actually. Taos is a great town. Santa Fe is a great town. I'm looking for a battery because my mouse just died. Not a very cool thing.
Yeah, it happened to me this morning.
Not very cool.
I had to take it out of my frother.
Oh, that's funny. So, hey, Josh, you're there. 1 day's AMA. Great to see you. Everybody, we've had a nice day. We got to take off here because we're about an hour in. This has been a really fun time, Brady.
It has.
A really cool time.
I I had a great time DIYing with you.
Yeah, if you guys have any more questions about DIY, I didn't try to be super organized or exhaustive here. We just wanted to give you a quick overview. There's another video you can link to. It's on my channel. It's in the cards for this thing right here, and there's a link in the description. Check that out. Be sure to like and subscribe. You know, I love all of y'all in the audience. All of you are so amazing, and I can't possibly thank everybody, but you guys are the best, and I hope all y'all have a great day. Let's grab our vapes, have a drip. I'm dripping this DIY that we just made, the Cranberry. I'll find my window and we'll vape out. All right. Thank you.